Guys, so today I'm going to basically show you guys how to train a shrub into a tree. So basically this tree which you see over here, it's not really a tree, it's Japanese willow shrub, and it's known for its foliage. Basically in the spring the foliage is light pink color, and later on it basically turns into light yellow, and then in the full summer it basically is green, just looking normal, but in spring it gives a very good foliage. So the trick to basically train a shrub into a tree is that you let a shrub first establish completely. Once it is completely established, meaning like let it grow fully for one season into the ground once you buy it, or even if you basically if let's say you take some branches from your neighbor or from your friend. By the way, you can also grow those branches, I will show you guys that. And once you do that, let it establish for one season, and once it is established, then the trick is like you select either one or two trunks, and the trunks which you choose could be straight or they could be curved, again depending on your personal preference. So once those trunks have been chosen, then what you do is like you make sure that you don't let any other trunks or any other shootings grow from those trunks near to the ground. So basically what you are doing is you are forcing that trunk to grow upward with the more branches up, and not letting any tree shootings grow towards the ground or closer to the ground. As you do that, basically you will be forcing the trunk. So you can see over here that this tree is almost now. By the way, I didn't basically put a stick or anchor to it, like that's why it is a little bent, but it has grown to this height in last 4 years. It was planted in 2016 to be exact, and now it is this thick. So you can see over here, like this one is like pretty thick. It's around I would say 4 inches thick, close to 4 inches. And every year I see the shootings from the ground, and throughout the summer also. So what I do as a part of maintenance, I cut these shootings which are coming from the ground, or even which are basically coming from the trunk little up, and then keep only the branches which I basically want to grow up, so that it basically grows only upward. So now I will show you guys another how to make another plant out of this shrub. So basically what you do is like you take a branch, and then you the branch should be a good branch, and then you plant it in the ground. So here you can see that I recently cut this branch because basically it was growing towards my fence, and moreover I wanted to make another tree from this shrub. So I'll also show you how to basically how you can make create another plant or shrub from the existing shrub. So I cut it from here, and then what I did, when you basically want to create a new plant from any shrub or any tree, make sure you take a nice solid branch, and it should not be too thick and it should not be too thin. So if you see over here, this branch, right, it's like tender and it can easily bend. This is not a good candidate for if you want to make a new plant out of this plant. So but this one over here, the one that is like around 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch thick, or the one over here which is 1/2 inch thick, is a good candidate which you can basically cut, and then you can plant it, and slowly it can develop the roots, and you can basically create another plant out of it without spending the money. So the branch which I had cut from that shrub, I have planted it over here. When you plant it, make sure you basically plant it at least 1 feet deep in the ground, or maybe more, like I would say like 1 to 2 feet deep in the ground. And when you fill the basically backfill the dirt or the earth or the soil, make sure it is totally moist, so that basically the it's moist all the way up, meaning like what you can do is like as you are putting in the backfill, put the water hose, and make sure it's totally moist, it's totally wet. Okay, and another thing which you have to make sure when you are basically planting a branch to create another plant out of that cut branch, you make a mound around the plant. Mound is basically a circular ring. It doesn't have to be a perfectly circular. The idea is like you raise the ground around the, basically make a small kind of hill or the mound around the plant, around that newly planted branch, so that the water holds in over here. And what you should do is, like, ideally, you should water it at least 2 to 3 times, and if possible do it more, because the more you water, and the sooner this branch is basically gonna start developing the roots, and as it develops the roots, then you can reduce the watering. So the one that I had shown you over here, this was again created from a branch, from the branch which I cut from the original shrub, which I'm trying to make it as a trying to train it as a tree, which I showed you in earlier in this video. I'm going to show you how to water it. Basically, when you are watering it, make sure you water it fully, and it basically puddles over here. It makes a water reservoir, because the more you do it, and the sooner this branch, which does not have any roots, will develop the roots, and it will turn into a new plant. So that way you can save the money, and you don't have to basically pay the money to buy a new plant. Idea about this Japanese willow shrub. So the one which I have planted over here was planted 3 years back, and it's already 3-inch thick, the trunk of this. And so this is in USDA zone 6. So I'm in growing zone 6, from where you can estimate that I don't get a lot of basically what you call the growing season, and the growing season is short over here. But if you are in any growing zone which is above 6 or above, then you can this plant basically can develop faster, meaning, like, if you are trying to make a new plant out of a cut branch, it will be faster for you, the growth. And also, if at the same time, if you are trying to train a well established shrub into a tree, you will see the growth a lot more than what I have seen. But this is just to give you an idea, like, if you are in growing zone 6, you would see this kind of growth in 2 to 3 years period of time. Again, just to recap, the key factors to train a shrub into a tree is, like, let the shrub be well established. If you're planting the new one, don't disturb it when you plant it initially. I would say wait for 1 season to be well established. By well established, meaning, like, you will see a lot of new growth on that shrub. So once that is established, then you can basically make a selection of couple of trunks of that shrub. Again, you can pick a straight trunk, or you can basically take any trunk which is curving or bending. So in this case, it is, you can say, it's giving a nice look, which is basically bending towards me. And you have to make sure that you cut all the shootings of the tree from the ground, of that shrub from the ground, or from the trunk, which are towards the ground or near the ground. And as you do that, you will basically be forcing the shrub to grow upward, and as it grows upward slowly, you can basically keep on cutting the lower branches. And just to give you an idea, I have seen the mature height of Japanese willow tree, which is not a tree, actually it's trained to be a tree. The mature height is around 8 to 12 feet, so it will not basically go very high, just to give you some idea. So thanks for watching, and if you like this video, please click the like button and subscribe to my channel. Thanks.